All right, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk about the new comedy special by Katt Williams, and it was real funny. I know I was enjoying it because normally I try to check to see how much longer do we have in the particular comedy special, but in this one, when I checked it, it was like 5 minutes left, and I'm like, damn. That means I've been watching this whole thing and laughing completely. He was extremely funny on it. So, and you know how they do it today. They go in there and they film his specials as he traveling around the country. And you might see some of the jokes come out on YouTube before the comedy special is done. So, I was hoping that I wasn't going to see a couple of jokes I already saw. You know what I'm saying? So, but through the way it worked, I didn't remember none of the jokes that he was saying. So it was all new to me, and it was funny. He did a good job on it. Yeah, and shout out to Katt Williams. He's still at the top of comedy. He's still doing it big, and nobody can deny him. You know what I'm saying? He might have some haters out there. He might have some competition out there, but nobody messing with him when it comes to the streets. When it comes to comedy, he is at the top of the game. So I laugh. I love his jokes. I think you're going to enjoy it if you haven't seen it already. If you have seen it already, let me know in the comment section. If you haven't seen it already, then there's definitely something good to watch. It's on Netflix. So, and he basically talked about everything, all the new stuff, Donald Trump, everything that's kind of like in the news, you know what I'm saying? He tapped on it, and he does a lot of positive, motivational conversations in his jokes. So he makes sure he speaks to everybody saying, hey, make sure your health is straight, make sure your mental health is straight, and make sure you believe in yourself. So he does that consistently in his comedy. So you'll be motivated by some of his jokes and some of the stuff that he says in his specials. But it's been consistent. He's been consistent over the years. I think that was like his 21st or 22nd one, and every year he does it. It's funny. Excuse me. It's at the level that it should be, and so who else is at the comedy level of him? We can always say Dave Chappelle when you want to say that, but no, Dave Chappelle is doing another type of comedy, and he's a little bit more cerebral, and you got Kevin Hart, who's a little bit more street, a little bit more edge of the hood when he doing his jokes, and they always come off as good, and we know he went viral with the interview with Shannon Sharp, and millions of people watched it. Almost 90 million people watched it. The most viewed video on YouTube, still to this day. But when he does these comedy specials, he gonna tap in, and he gonna talk about all the shit that we used to him talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it was really good. A lot of times they talk about him going to jail or getting arrested for being on drugs and all that, but he lets you know that that's not what he do. He's never been arrested for drugs. He's always been a person to smoke marijuana, and that's it as far as he go. And I believe him at this point because for him to be such a celebrity and all that, he would have been caught up in some kind of bullshit by now, whether it was a DUI or a domestic violence situation. So he hasn't been caught up in none of that. And all his jokes just be on point. He talked about some fat rapper. I'm not familiar who the person was, but I guess it's some joke that everybody know. And he talked about 50 Cent. He talked about, just a slew of everybody and everything. And he goes in, you know what I'm saying? So if you haven't seen it, you definitely want to check this out. This Katt Williams comedy special. This got to be like his 22nd one, because he's been doing it year after year that he's been a celebrity, and he's been making sure that we laughing at his jokes and that we know what jokes he got going on. So it's really funny to see him do it again and never losing sight of his job and his gig is to come out there, and he even said, "I know my job is to go ahead with the Illuminati and then run at y'all and tell y'all exactly what they got going on." So it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be good, and I'm making sure that I do my video recaps on the good shit that's out. You know what I'm saying? So that one is funny, and it's packing a punch, and it's short. You know, well, maybe he do the jokes so fast that you watching it and you really paying attention to it. You're not paying attention to time. You're not paying attention to how long it's been. Next thing you know, it's over with. And it seemed like a short video, but it's actually like an hour long. You know, who could stand up there for an hour and keep you watching and keep your attention for that long? You know, most times it's gonna be, if he got it going on like that, you might get bored at something and might be like, "Oh, that joke's whack. He didn't know how to say that. That's boring," or whatever. He kissing their butt too much, but he didn't do none of that. He kept it real grimy. He kept it really down to earth, and in a way that you would watch it and you would be a fan. You would stay a fan if you was already a fan. So he making sure that he hit all of us fans with his comedy, and he's not wrong. Just leave it to you trying to come see him live, because, you know, they come in town for that weekend. And if you got the money to see him, you will. But if you don't, then you missed him. And they might not be back to your city for a while. So this is a good way to get a way to see his show and see his comedy without having to break the bank or make sure you got a babysitter or whatever you're facing. So I always say go see Katt Williams if he come to your city. But if not, you got a good way of seeing him right there on Netflix. It's a good show. It's interesting. It's funny. It's going to have you laughing. So make sure you go see Katt Williams if you haven't seen it yet. Let me know in the comment section if you saw it already or if you plan on seeing it. And we'll talk about the next video after this. All right, peace.